Nice people don't look like leaders, they look like servants. We are raised on a diet of fairy tales. From the moment we can speak, we are told that the world operates on a system of karmic fairness. We are taught that if you are agreeable, you will be accepted. If you are generous, you will be wealthy. If you sacrifice yourself for others, they will sacrifice themselves for you. We are told that goodness is a shield that protects us from the evils of the world. But this is the single most dangerous lie you will ever hear. The real world does not reward nice, it exploits it. Look around you. History is not written by the martyrs who gave everything away. It is written by the strategists who knew exactly when to give and when to withhold. The brutal truth, the truth that society whispers but never screams, is that your unguarded goodness does not build loyalty. It builds contempt. It does not create friends. It creates parasites who view your generosity not as a gift but as a weakness to be harvested. Today, we are going to dissect the anatomy of the nice guy tragedy. We are going to look at why your lack of boundaries is actually a form of self-destruction, and we are going to learn the dark art of strategic goodness. The great philosopher Niccolò Machiavelli, a man who understood the mechanics of power better than anyone, issued a warning centuries ago that most men ignore until it is too late. A man who wishes to make a profession of goodness in everything must necessarily come to grief among so many who are not good. Read that again in your mind. Must necessarily come to grief. It is not a possibility, it is a guarantee. Let's analyze the mechanics of this grief. Why does this happen? It starts with the law of supply and demand. This is the fundamental rule of human value. What is rare is valuable. What is abundant is cheap. Think about the last time you said no to someone you have helped 100 times. Maybe it was a family member, a coworker, or a so-called friend. You have been their crutch, their bank, and their therapist for years. But the one time, the single time you prioritized your own well-being and said no, what happened? Did they fall to their knees and thank you for the 99 times you said yes? Did they say, "I understand, you have done so much for me already"? No, they attacked you. They called you selfish. They tried to guilt-trip you. As one community member, let's call him Lucas, wisely noted, they don't remember the 9 times you said yes, only the 1 time you said no. When you are always available, your value drops to 0. You become part of the furniture. You become a utility, like running water or electricity. No one thanks the light switch for turning on, but everyone curses it when it doesn't. When you act like a servant, always accommodating, always apologizing, always fixing, people treat you like a servant. They do not look at you and see a leader. They see a resource to be mined until it is empty. But the cost goes far beyond just a lack of respect. The cost is often your entire life's work. We have received heartbreaking testimonies that prove this is not just theory, it is a generational curse. Consider the story of a man named Arthur. He shared the tragic downfall of his father. His father was a man who wanted to be good. He wanted to help his friends. He was close to a real estate agent, and out of the goodness of his heart, he put his friends onto her. He gave them the connections, the advice, the pathway to wealth. Years later, those friends all had 5 or more houses. They built empires on the foundation his father laid for them. And his father, the man who gave it all away, he was barely able to maintain 1 house. The bitterness of that disparity ate him alive. He became a gambler. He started drinking daily to numb the realization that he had been used. Now he is in his final years, his health destroyed by a stroke induced by heavy drinking. He is dying broken, while the people he helped are living in luxury. They didn't save him. They didn't reach back down to pull him up. They took what he offered, climbed the ladder, and kicked it away. This is the nightmare scenario, and it is more common than you think. Another viewer, Emily, watched her father do the same thing. He sacrificed everything for his extended family. He was the pillar. And the moment he died, the very moment he took his last breath, the family didn't mourn his kindness. They descended like vultures. They stole the only real estate he left for his widow and children. The world is not just indifferent. Parts of it are predatory. If you walk into a den of wolves wearing a sign that says, "I will not fight back," do not be surprised when you are eaten. Why do people do this? How can humans be so ungrateful? To understand this, we must look at human psychology. There is a concept called hedonic adaptation. Humans adapt to pleasure very quickly. If you give a man a gift once, he is grateful. It is a surprise. It releases dopamine. But if you give him that gift every day, it stops being a gift. It becomes an expectation. It becomes his right. When you finally stop giving, he doesn't feel like the charity has ended. He feels like he has been robbed. By being too nice, you are actually training people to abuse you. You are teaching them a specific curriculum. Lesson 1, my time is worth nothing. Lesson 2, your needs are more important than mine. Lesson 3, there are no consequences for disrespecting me. A man named Daniel admitted the terrifying reality of this realization. He said, "I realized I had been doing exactly what Arthur's father did, and I already see some people quietly leaving now that I'm in a difficult situation. I thought I was investing in people. I should have invested in myself." I thought I was investing in people. That is the trap. You think kindness is a bank account. You think that every favor you do is a deposit, and one day you can make a withdrawal. But the bank of ungratefulness has a 0% interest rate. When you are broke, they will not lend to you. They will simply find a new bank. So, what is the solution? Do we become bitter? Do we become cold, heartless, and evil? No, that is the reaction of a child. The reaction of a man is to become strategic. We need to fundamentally redefine what it means to be a good person. We need to move from weak nice to strategic goodness. One of our subscribers, Catherine, laid out a manifesto for this new way of living. She wrote, "I protect my energy. I give strategically. I control my image. I protect my resources. I choose effective kindness." This is the way of the Stoic king. There is a massive difference between being nice and being kind. Nice is a lack of boundaries. Nice is a fear of conflict. Nice is please like me, please accept me. Nice is driven by insecurity. Kindness is a choice. Kindness is rooted in power. Kindness is looking at someone and knowing, I have the capacity to destroy you or to ignore you, but I am choosing to help you because I want to. You cannot be truly kind if you are weak. If you have to help because you're afraid of saying no, you are not kind, you are compliant. You are a slave to the approval of others. As a woman named Eleanor advised, invest in yourself. Learn to love self without depending on others. Attract people like you rather than people who need help. You must become the prize. You must become the table, not the waiter. Here is how you start this transformation today. First, you must master the art of the no. No is a complete sentence. It does not require an explanation. It does not require an apology. The next time someone asks for a favor that drains you, say no. Watch their reaction closely. This is your litmus test. A person who respects you will accept your boundary. A person who is using you will get angry. They will try to manipulate you. They will say, "You've changed." Good. Let them be angry. Their anger is the confirmation that the boundary was necessary. You are cutting off the fuel supply to a parasite. Second, practice scarcity. Stop being available 24/7. Stop answering texts immediately. Stop clearing your schedule for people who wouldn't clear a minute for you. When your presence is rare, your presence is cherished. As the ancient Stoics remind us, gratitude fades, expectations grow. That's why generosity must be scarce to have value. Make your generosity an event, not a routine. Third, audit your circle. Look at the people around you. Are they like Arthur's father's friends? Are they building empires on your back while you struggle to survive? Cut them off. Not with a dramatic fight, not with a loud argument. Just stop. Stop the flow of resources. Stop the flow of attention. Retreat into your own life. Build your own house. Secure your own legacy. As Victor commented, I choose strategic goodness. Kindness without wisdom is just self-destruction. You have a duty to yourself first. You have a duty to your future self and to the family you will actually care for. If you give all your pieces away to strangers, you will arrive at your own home empty-handed. Do not let your epitaph read, "He was a nice guy who gave it all away." Let it read, "He was a strong man who built a world for those who deserved it." The world doesn't need more victims masquerading as saints. It needs strong, capable, formidable men and women who choose to do good because they want to, not because they are afraid not to. Don't be the father who destroys himself for ungrateful people. Be the leader who builds an empire of respect and invites only the worthy to enter the gates. Invest in yourself. Build your boundaries, and remember, the hand that feeds is the hand that rules, but only if it knows when to close into a fist. If you are ready to stop being a servant and start being a master of your own life, you know what to do. We are building the few, not the many.